Everybody, welcome back. I know I'm a little early, but anyway, today of course is Wednesday. Actually, it's Thursday. We have a doctor's appointment this afternoon, and we will. That'll be in the afternoon. It's not in the morning, so it's not gonna screw you up any. But I thought before we get started, I wanted to first of all thank for those people that subbed, but sadly enough unsubbed. We were up to 1,062. We're back to 1,056. And I find that kind of saddening. Um, we made an effort to make it easier for people to sub and join the channel for an hour before they could post. And they did. They joined for an hour and or two, and then they unsubbed. Which is kind of crappy. But let me go get this stream out to the rest of the group because I forgot that I didn't announce the stream yet. So, if anything, the good thing about bringing it over here is that you guys now know where I stand. Did you get rid of the evening shows? Yeah, we got rid of a lot of the evening shows. We left the evening shows pretty much in the dustbin of mediocrity. They were terrible. Absolutely terrible. The ones that got binned were some of the worst of the night shows. We didn't get rid of everything, of course, in the history. But we got rid of a lot of the worst of the night shows, which clearly would offend YouTube's, which is my employer, and I didn't want to continue to have them in my repertoire. Okay, they were just that bad. That I know that some people probably say, "Why couldn't you save them anywhere?" Well, the reason we didn't save them anywhere is because where was I going to put them? They were so bad, I wouldn't even want to show it to my own mother. And that's, sometimes that's the hardest thing to explain to some people. Is, I, as a content creator, that sometimes we have to deal with, well, the fact is that my employer pays my bills, basically, isn't going to be sitting there quietly going, "It's okay. Don't worry. You can have a terrible show. No one gives a crap." Well, wish that was the case. It's not the case at all. Why do you got two of the same chat links? I don't know. How you going, Monica? Let me get you guys on the panel. That's a good question. Why do I have two chats? Oh, this morning I ended up duplicating everything. Alright, so YouTube is a business now. YouTube has been a business from the beginning of its inception. My channel was actually intended to be a part of the YPP from the beginning. And so, as I said, they're my employer. As much as weather is nicer, yeah. Okay, I got somebody ready to join the panel. Let me get them on the screens, Monica. Good morning.
Good morning. So, do you know for sure that it was the people that just subbed that left?
No, I don't. I don't know who it was.
Okay. Because we are losing a lot of people once they, not a lot of people, but people that liked the old format that don't like the new format are unsubbing.
Well,
from what I've heard on the street.
I think Benjamin Franklin said it best of all. You can satisfy some of the people most of the time but you cannot satisfy everyone all the time.
Right.
Paraphrasing him a bit, which means
A
there
little
are
bit. That's what
people
he meant.
that like the old shows, and they there's nothing wrong with the old shows. And sometimes the
Not
night
all of them.
shows were good. Some of them were good.
Mm-hmm.
But some of them were so embarrassing I wouldn't want to show them even to my own mother.
No, no. Some of them were really embarrassing, especially there towards the end.
Yeah.
Once you're monetized, you can't have any racist jokes. You can't. I mean, even one little slip, if they look twice, you're gone. So you
Right.
just
And not only
case
that,
in.
but some types of news articles or discussions
Yeah.
that potentially may be considered insensitive or
Yep.
controversial could result in a yellow dollar sign at the very least. So
Mm-hmm.
it's not like we can just go out there and just say anything we want, because YouTube, which is my employer, is the one that's going to determine if I have a job. And it would have been nice if it was kind of where I basically called the shots. But the straight truth is that the only way that would ever happen is if I started my own YouTube channel or my own YouTube network or my
Or your own
own
website.
website. Right. Sure,
Yeah.
I can go to Wix.com, create a website, but I don't think the free Wix is going to let me upload a couple thousand videos.
No.
And stream.
And that's another thing we want to try to find is a way to back up your catalog.
Yeah. Yeah, besides, like you said, how are you going to back them all? See, there is the ability
You
to
have you have just in live streams, Michelle. You have almost 3,000 just live streams.
right, exactly. And so the problem is with over 3,000 videos and live streams alone, and the quality is, well, let's put it this way. I don't know if we could get more than maybe 16 on a 8 GB flash card. And the problem
Oh.
is that how long is it going to take to download 8 GB, for example, just live streams alone? YouTube, if they offered as a paid service an option and said, okay, here's the deal. We will allow you to download conveniently all your live streams, all your metadata, all your live chat replays, all your captions. And if you will send us a hard drive, or you can buy from us a hard drive, we will sell, or if you want it on tape cartridges, you send us an LTO tape, or we'll choose the tape for you. We will back up all of your stuff onto tape cartridges or to your hard drive of choice. If you can even select from the beginning when you want to start backup to the end of the backup. So let's say, for example, I just want the backup from January 1st, 2019 to December 31st, 2019. In other words, the whole year of 2019. Then conveniently enough, all those files will be put onto the hard drive or tape cartridge. And then I would be able to bring them, get them back here. As I said, for this example, it would be a paid service, not free. You want free? No, there's ways to get it for free. You can use the export tool. The only problem is, again, the export tool doesn't let you set dates. So it's either all or nothing.
Yeah.
So even if you backed up, all 2018, and you just want 2019, it's gonna back up everything from 2018 to everything up to the current date.
I think we just jump on BitChute.
Okay, BitChute. How are you going to store all the videos on BitChute?
You're just gonna upload them to BitChute.
Yeah, but
Right
I don't know if I have a hard drive big
server.
enough. See, still got the problem of getting the videos.
Oh, of downloading it from
downloading
YouTube
it and then re-uploading it.
Yeah, data shortage is going to be a problem. For storage is a big deal. My
Space, the
iPad.
final
It,
frontier. These are the
yeah.
voyages of the USS Datahawk. Its continuing mission: to store data, to boldly stuff things where they've never been stuffed before. Yeah, that's the reality.
That was funny though, Michelle. That was really cute.
Yeah, it's
I
really
needed
cute.
that laugh this
I
morning.
wonder
It
what
was really
Jean-Luc
cute.
Picard would say to that one. Anyway, the fact of the matter is it is a problem. Is where are you going to store it all?
Yeah. Yep.
And for those people who unfortunately have had their channels turned into hamburger meat by YouTube, i.e., actually wiped out clean off the face of the
Yep.
earth, like the
Yep.
Library of Alexandria. The one
Yep.
problem is, where are you going to back them up? I mean, even if you could have been allowed to download everything, you don't think
Well,
YouTube's going to give you an infinite number of days to download the stuff, do you?
well,
Hey,
like I said, there is external hard drives you can buy. I have one myself that's got 5 terabyte on it. That
yeah,
I
I
paid
have external
$20
hard
for.
drives, but again,
Yeah.
you still have to deal with the bandwidth of the pipe between you and YouTube.
My pipe works
Unless you got
great.
fiber and you're regular, there is not. It's gonna be like being constipated.
but I
You're gonna
but I
be
wouldn't
trying to
be, and I
send
have.
data through a straw. I mean, especially with ADSL
Yes.
2+ bonded.
Yeah. My daughter has fiber and at her house, and I have fiber too. So it's definitely something I could probably help you with. But I definitely would want to give it a trial run and see.
Gee, I wish I could get my digital muscle so I can be regular. I ain't got
I
fiber.
know.
I just got
I know.
ADSL 2+ bonded, which
I know. But
sucks.
you're in a very, very rural area, which is a big part of why you don't have fiber.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I can't
Look,
afford to go to a non-rural area anyway.
I know. I know.
In
I'm just
fact,
saying
I
that's.
kind of empathize with the situation with Valenia in the book when she said
Hmm.
over writing, I only get 100 megabits per second down. As we only actually, she only gets 1 megabit per second down. I'm sorry,
Yes, I was gonna say.
because
She
the
said
100
1 megabit.
subscribers of internet and Silvermoon have only got a 100 megabit per second cable connected to Verizon or whatever the local network is on the US side. And so they're like 100 subscribers
I wish
using
everybody could read the
a
story so they know
one
what you're talking
Ethernet.
about.
Oh yeah, well, they'll be able to read it soon. It's gonna be out sooner or
Okay.
later, very soon.
It's really good, you guys. It is really good. And those of you like Gothic that have been around a while that really know Michelle, they're gonna completely understand.
By the way, I think my character is gonna go through the Silvermoon training or
Yeah,
in
I think
Sunstrider Isle.
I think she should.
Yeah, and like you said, she does like Valencia, so yeah.
I think even without the love interest though, Michelle, if it was a real opportunity, you'd be all over it.
Yeah, I definitely, like I said in the story, I definitely was interested, and
Yep.
I can tell you, I certainly, like I said, if it was a real opportunity, I would have been jumping at it. You can bet.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Being able to, one thing I didn't explain. Oh, actually, I do already have this in the story. It's just not written down yet. It's just, please understand that you don't see very many Cinderella wearing glasses.
Yep.
And there's one reason. It's not because they'll have perfect eyesight, because they don't. It's because one of the things that they are taught in their training. If you lose your glasses, you're screwed. Because if you can't see your enemy without your glasses on, you're gonna be dead. Alright, so you need to use your functioning vision with
the
or
best of your
without
ability.
glasses, to make sure that you can successfully do what you got to do. Now, in real life, that's exactly what I do. I don't wear glasses every day. I wear them only when I'm walking around on the main road. I could walk around on the main road without my glasses, but they are important because it gives me a little bit extra crispiness. So,
Extra crispiness. I know. I remember the first time I got glasses. I said, "Oh my heck, there's leaves on those trees."
yeah, all the leaves on the trees. The
Yeah, I
only
could
thing is
actually see them.
the one disadvantage of glasses is that they fog up, and sometimes the hinges work loose and they break
Yeah.
if you're
Yep.
careless, especially if you're careless. And if you're in a combat situation, being careless isn't exactly impossible. You're not exactly really thinking about your glasses. You're more or less just trying to make sure you save yourself from getting killed.
Yeah, all the times Harry Potter got hit with glass and stuff and lost his glasses. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I don't know.
You never watched Harry?
And I've watched Harry Potter, yeah, so I believe he probably would have lost his glasses in a couple
Hmm.
times.
I think he did a couple times.
But yet he still had no choice but to still go out to continue on.
Exactly. We have to. That's one of the things that you do so well, Michelle. Is you, despite your disabilities, you go on. You're Sindore at heart.
Yeah. Well, let me take a look at some of the comments here. What looks nicer? What's the. What made the stream so embarrassing? Well,
I don't think Ollie was. I don't think Oral Ollie was
some of the
around a lot.
language, some of the things being said, that were not exactly what I call complimentary.
Yep.
Uh, I,
Sometimes they were really funny, and those ones that were really funny that were not super insulting to Michelle are still up and will still be put up. But ones that are yellow, we kind of are very suspect about, and we will be watching those, and we are watching those and then re-releasing them.
yeah, but don't forget the other thing is too, guys. Is please keep in mind that we do have a single strike that will need to expire first on the 27th of August.
Yeah.
And once that expires, we will be in good shape. Okay,
Yeah.
doesn't mean I'm not. It doesn't mean I'm hoping to get more strikes. Okay,
No. No.
so that's why we are going through every single one of those streams as fast as we reasonably can,
Yeah.
and to
Make because that's what
determine
happened was it
if
was an
they're
old
going to make my
stream.
employer upset,
Yep.
because YouTube's the one that signs the checks. Okay.
It wasn't that. Yep. It wasn't that she didn't like Paul and Skynet. It wasn't anything to do with the people that called in and the guests and the co-hosts. It was nothing like that. It's just because YouTube proved to Michelle that YouTube can and will go back.
Yeah. And data
And
storage
Michelle's
is
been.
about. Oh, did you know that you can buy an SSD for 20,000 euros? This
What?
article was in German, and I looked at it was a video in German, and the
Uh
point
huh.
was this is one awesome SSD. I think it looks like it's an M.2 SSD. I won't bore you with the technology. It's a pretty damn high capacity SSD for 20,000 euros.
And
I'm
it
like,
does
holy
how much
crap.
data?
That's insane. 20,000
Well,
euros. What the heck are you
how much
storing?
data?
I didn't watch it, but get all the details, but trust me,
Oh,
it was big. It was at least
yeah.
in the terabytes anyway. It
Well,
was
it'd have to be bigger than
maybe
terabyte,
like
whatever the
20,
next
30
big one is.
terabytes. I'm like,
Wow.
it's like, whoa. First of all, I can't afford 20,000 euro
Yeah.
SSD.
I remember when I bought my first computer that had a gigabyte, the gigabyte hard drives,
Yeah.
and they said you'll never fill it. You'll
Yeah,
never fill
yeah,
it.
that's we all say that, right?
Yeah, right. I
And
know.
then,
My
like, I
daughter's.
same thing with my 20 megabyte I used to have on my 10 color computer, right? Oh, I'll never
Yep.
fill
You'll
this thing
never
up.
fill it.
Next thing you know, I'm plugging in the second one.
Yep. That's very true. It's because the better, like the as video games progress, for example, video games, movies, as technology in the streaming and all that stuff progresses, it requires more data. So
Absolutely.
everything's bigger.
Compare,
Everything's
compare,
bigger.
compare EverQuest with Final Fantasy 14 graphics, for
Yeah.
example.
Oh, yes. Yep.
There is no way that you're going to. I mean, it's too bad that EverQuest doesn't make more use of the of using the type of memory back then that was common, which would be the protected memory, the full memory model. So if you had 16, oh, actually, most computers didn't even have this much, but some of them did have about two, maybe, you know, like 32 megabytes, 64 megabytes of RAM to store the images and the maps. Today, we get
Yep.
computers with up to, I don't know, terabytes of RAM. I mean, EverQuest, I'm surprised they didn't go for the future, you know, say, well, what happens if a person comes up with a computer with 16 gigabytes of RAM? What if they want to store several maps at one time? Um, if I could have future proofed my release, I would have done that. Knowing full well that the day would come when computers would get that much memory, knowing
Yep.
hindsight, maybe the developers at EverQuest, which were working with Sony Entertainment, didn't really think about it. But obviously, games like Final Fantasy 14 certainly did.
Right.
And
Yep.
they like take a while to load everything in the memory because there's just so much data.
Yeah.
And they've certainly pushed video cards um, to their limits to make all the graphics and stuff work as good as they do. World of Warcraft is kind of in the middle. It's not quite as resource intensive, but it certainly can make use of more memory. So if you have 16 gigabytes of RAM, it's going to store as much of the world as it can in 16 gigabytes of RAM.
Yep. But you also have to have the really good video card processors too,
How you doing,
with
Craig?
extra RAM on them.
Craig's here.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
I'm
wait and
ready to
see
do
what
the
he
hot
says.
one. It is gonna be a warm day. It's for today, tomorrow, but it's no worse than it's been before. So yeah, I got a window fan next to me. It's not on right now, but should turn that on.
I got
I
my eyes
have
on Craig. I've seen him in other chats, so I'm keeping an eye on him.
yeah, yeah. Well, that's between that's. Let's not
I know,
bring what's
Michelle. We're
going on
good.
in
Go
other
ahead.
chats in here,
Yep.
okay?
Yep.
Because at least I can say is on this channel he treats me halfway decently. So,
Yep.
So the problem is I wish there was a way. You know, like I said, you mentioned I live in the I live in the suburbs of the suburbs, rural. Yeah, because a lot of Winston is pretty rural, especially once you get to Winchester Center. Then you're really ducking the sticks. And lots of country roads to take me home to the place where I belong.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, it ain't West Virginia or Mountain Mama, but still.
Well, Connecticut was here before West Virginia was, so.
Yeah. But the point is that you know, it is my home. So,
Yep.
in fact, we never talked about that. What exactly is it about the Silvermoon and the Senderai, and of course, Quotheles that makes me love it so much? I think we've talked about it in. I think I'll let you. Maybe you can pick up in the writing more than I can explain it. Maybe you understand it instinctually better than I can explain it. So, what do you think is it about in the English language of Silvermoon, Eversung Woods. What do you think, from what you see me playing the game? What is it about the game do you think that I like so much about the environment?
I think it's the beauty of it. It's really beautiful. Even though there's such deadly, horrible things going on, it's beautiful.
Thank
and
you very
there's
much, Craig. Much appreciated.
there's so much to look at.
Yeah, there is a lot to look at. You also get some very pretty people too. I can almost
Craig, I
come up
thought
with
what
my
you
own
said in
variation of the
Paul's
song
chat about her,
California
so-
Girls, right?
California Girls.
Right? Imagine what the
good morning,
Silvermoon
Skunk
Girls
Ape.
song would sound like.
Yeah, it's beautiful, and the Cinderi themselves are beautiful, and I don't just mean their physical appearance. They how am I going to say this? Their race, the way they take care of their planet, their people, it's a beautiful concept that we don't have here.
And what I like is the fact is that, you know, in the city itself, it's because it's like it's a beautiful city. It should easily be like a capital city, like like Hartford or Stormwind or New York, but it's like a capital city on the edge of nothing. So it's like this could be this major for World of Warcraft anyway, like the equivalent of a metropolis, but yet there's like no one there. Because it's just on the edge of the hinterlands. It's not. It's like Winsted. Somehow it reminds me of Winsted or Torrington. More like Winsted than Torrington. Torrington is busier than Winsted is, but the one thing that makes Silvermoon so nice is just that it's quiet. It's not. You get some traffic coming in. You got the people riding their motorcycles inside and making up noises and running you over with their horses and animals, but they're not that many of them. So you go out inside the Silvermoon, like I go to the auction house, and it's like I don't have to wait in line and definitely try to talk to the auctioneer. I just basically walk right up, and there's Vienna right there, and I give Vienna my items to auction, and he puts them up there. And boom, 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 boom. That's it. Nobody even has to jostle anybody. Go to Ackermar, which is like Hartford, and you're like, it's like their auction house is a zoo. You just can't even get anything done because you're like being crammed and in real world. I hate cities like that. I was for war. I visited Boston with Ed, and it was like cheek to jowl of people crammed in like rats, and it was like, get me the fuck out of here, please. Can I go back to where it's quiet? And there's just a few people. It's the same way with me in Agamar. I don't like going to Agamar. I will stay out of Agamar as much as I can, even though that's the capital city for Horde. I don't want to be there. I don't want to be in that crowd. I don't want to be in all that noise. I just enjoy that quiet time. Getting things done. It's just like Silvermoon in that way. It's not a huge crowd. You got a couple people that know you. You talk to a few people here and there. You go about your business. Everybody knows. I mean, it's just like the South and Cheers. Everybody knows your name.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not everybody, but let's put it this way: there's less of them. So, and it doesn't give me social anxiety. It's just nice that way. And yeah, I definitely. As Craig said, I have never been timed out blocked on any channel. I've never been.
We're not going to talk about it. You
and
can read
that's
it.
me. If I've been on Paul's, let's see. I've ever been on Paul Rosie's channel. I don't know of the full detail on that, Craig, but like I said, that's definitely not something I'm going to bring up here, as I didn't even really know the full story behind that. Just to say you're
Yep.
not blocked now. That's the
Yep.
important thing.
Not blocked now. Taken care of.
Yeah. I never forget the thumbs up. I always love Michelle's channel. How
Hi,
you doing, Gianni?
Gianni.
Craig, is there any way you could help promote the channel by letting your friends know about it? Because really, we need to get more people to know about it on social media. I don't have. I don't know. I'm not on all the social media sites. I'm on one or two.
Yeah, I
And
just do Twitter.
Twitter and Facebook.
Yep, I don't do Facebook, but I shared it out on Twitter, and you do that too. And
So if
any help
anybody
that
knows
you
the
think
other
you can just
ones, like some of the foreign country ones, I don't know. There's some Russian ones, there's some English ones, there's some Chinese ones. If someone could let people know on those other sites in other countries that we are looking for new viewers to at least give the content a go. That'd be awesome. How you doing, Gianni? Yeah, I mean, it's just something about when like I said, I don't like big cities. I don't like big crowds. I remember
mm-mm.
one time I went with Ed to the Danbury Fair Mall. Absolutely hated it.
Did you?
Oh my god, the place was packed. It was during the summer of July because they were doing the fireworks on July 4th outside the mall because it used to be a Danbury Fair and became a mall later on. Now they still have a miniature uh, midway. Okay, it's inside and outside the mall. The place was packed. It was so many people. I couldn't handle it. Lomi had to take over because I totally was ill prepared to do with all those people. So, and that's one of the few times I let Lumi specifically take the wheel. You drive. I'm not driving. I'll just be a passenger. You take care of the traffic. I don't want to deal with it. So she took care of everything, and all I had to do was just focus on what I needed to focus on mentally. Personally, issues, questions I was asking myself. And the way we do it is pretty seamless. So you wouldn't know unless Lemmy starts talking to you that she's in charge of the wheel. Um, again, it's just like I mentioned in the story about Lumi, which I can relate to. Let me read that because that part is very accurate. I got the book here, so let me just pull up the section here.
People who people who
Let's see. Okay, she says here. Let's see. To be honest with me, having a limit about my life is as normal as breathing. If if only I was the only single soul, I would be truly lonely. Another reason is how do you explain how it works? You and your second soul partner work together. It isn't like competition where one boots the other and seizes control. That, unfortunately, isn't very good to either one. It totally disrupts one's life. Again, the doctors call this dissociative identity disorder. And yes,
yeah,
as you can guess, it isn't a good thing. We're cooperative, we work together. So that's
yeah.
why we're
It's not
not dissociative identity disorder, but rather associative identity order. That is, we work as a
that's
team.
right,
And that
exactly. The
is not a mental
dissociative identity
illness.
disorder doesn't describe you and Lumi's relationship at all.
Right.
And I can completely understand that you would be lonely if somebody was able to give you a pill to make Lumi go away. You function just fine with her. She is a total separate personality from yours. I've had conversations with you and her.
Yeah.
I know her voice when I hear her.
Yeah, we've talked lots of times. We've
Yep. I ask Lumi questions specifically all the time. She's a totally separate entity from Michelle. They just happen to be in the same body.
Craig says,
So
Michelle, a nice trip over to Sag Harbor for the day. I have a home out there in a friendly town my parents bought the house in 1972, and I've been going out there since I was 9. Great community.
I've heard about Sag Harbor.
I don't know much about it, but
I've heard that it's people go there for vacations.
right. Well, Rosie has never come on here. I never seen Rosie unless she comes on as another
No.
name or something. I would
Every
love
time
to.
I go to reach out to Rosie, she's in Mexico again, so I have to wait.
Right now, we're still trying to also reach out to Rebecca Marina Messenger.
She never answered me either.
I know she does live streams once in a while. But she
gotta
does have
hop on one.
But she does have a business contact phone number. So maybe you could try calling her office and leaving her a phone call.
Sure.
And ask you to call her back.
Yeah. I can give it a try.
I have the number. I will give it to you later on. I have her number. I haven't tried calling her yet. I don't really know if because what happened before originally our 11830 did manage to talk to her, and she originally was gonna be on the show, and then because of all the chaos that happened, everybody told her that I was a bad person, and then she changed her mind and said nah. And I really, really kind of felt bad because I really wanted to reach out to her and have her on my show since 2013, 14, and I still want to try to reach out to her today. How you doing, typically? So I would love to get out too. I think it would be just as much of a challenge as Grave 3-Yard Girl, which I don't know. Grave 3-Yard Girl would be fun, but she's kind of spontaneous. I don't know how it would go with her because she's definitely more of a YouTube influencer more than anything.
When it comes to inviting people to channels, and I've done professional assisting before, I have no problems making phone calls for you. But a lot of times, the person, especially on YouTube, they want to talk to you, not me.
Right. So you could do is give them my phone number, my email, which
and they can contact you after they talk to me. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. Thank you.
I haven't heard of this other person, but Skunk Ape wants to know: has Lumi ever taken your food?
We eat together. We eat together. Yeah.
Well, fair question. Does Lumi crave different things than you do, Michelle?
Yeah, she does. She likes some things I never heard of. Like I don't know, like the documentary said, she likes some vinegar things I can't really stand, and but then there are things I've learned to make with vinegar that she kind of likes. She talks a lot about pickled herring, which I don't really, from what I understand about Swedish pickled herring, which is some of the stinkiest stuff in the world. No. I'm not gonna eat that. No
That's
way.
because of her culture. That's because of her culture.
Right. Although I do like lutefisk, which is a Norwegian dish, which is basically little fish balls. Yeah. Well, my mom made that.
Is it like sushi?
I don't think so because the codfish balls are actually cooked. They're not raw. Okay. They have like a white They have like white sauce on them.
Charlotte has joined us, Michelle.
Yeah, I didn't, Charlotte. I should do is go get my tea. So if you could keep people entertained for a little bit while I go get my tea, I'll be right back. All right.
Okay.
All right. So
the gang's all here. Char. Are ya? I'm sorry, honey. I get that way too. I have such horrible nightmares, my PTSD, that I sometimes don't want to go to sleep because I'm afraid I'm going to have one. I'll stay up for days, and then your body just kind of puts you to sleep. I think you experienced that yesterday. Today, Noodles told me that I'm responsible. The rumor is that I'm responsible for Mark Terry coming down. I said, no. Does anybody have any questions for Michelle or Lumi when she comes back? You want me to pass along? I try to always keep an eye on chat. You fight in your sleep, Skunk Ape? Hopefully not your wife. I like that too, Gianni. I've noticed that too. She does that. I kind of figured as much. It's true, Skunk Ape. He took himself down. He really did. That's what I told. I said,
Let me use the bathroom too. I'm at it since I'm up. Just give me a second. Use the bathroom. See time.
I don't believe anybody told her she's a bad person. I haven't heard that. Craig, I don't know that anybody would ever say that about Michelle to Rosie, especially. But if you could help out and maybe get her in touch with Michelle, I would really appreciate it. I've had a hard time getting with her. And I'm sure she gets a million emails. Yeah, Craig's right up above. He says that he loves Michelle and loves her channel, and I told Michelle I wouldn't talk about it here, so I saw what I saw too, Char. Maybe he was just trying to fit in. I don't know. But yes, Michelle has a lot of little quirks. Hi, Ray Ray. Nothing's up. We're just waiting for Michelle to come back from getting tea. I'm kind of trying to entertain everybody. I'm not super good at it. I'd be horrible if I did a live stream. Boring. Here's our hostess.
Okay, I'm back.
Rachel is here.
Hi, Rachel.
That's rare.
Oh, Rachel, we tried to invite you
Nothing
into the
happened.
Twitter Privy Council group, but it seems you have us blocked for some reason, and we couldn't add you to the Privy Council on Twitter.
Yeah, but she's in the support group again now, so
Yeah. Yeah, because I brought her back in. Yeah.
and then Andrew's here too.
Yeah. Casey said, Michelle, I was invited 1 year to a Jewish celebration, and everyone, but he got pickled herring on the plate, and I couldn't eat it. But I small bite. But I did take a small bite because it was told traditional. Yeah, it's an acquired taste. Lemmy has shared some of the taste sensation with me because we
Really,
do.
Cliff?
It's I can't even describe it. Let's put it this way. You think sauerkraut has a flavor? Well, now change the pickling to fish instead of sauerkraut or cabbage and vinegar, and it's very, very pungent. um, I'm not sure I could eat that. No more than I'm for sure if I could ever eat sardines. Okay. They sent me the incorrect one. Well, I only have one mug.
Yeah.
Unless you mean it was an older. Oh, you mean they sent you the wrong one from another site? Another page is what mugs. Okay, so you send it back and they sending you the right one now? How you doing, Andrew? A lot better. LOL. It hurts. Hell, it hurt this morning. Honey, I wake up every day with hurt. Trust me. Just getting out of bed. My knee doesn't always want to cooperate when I first get up. So it's like an old engine trying to start on a cold day. Some days it turns over fairly easily. Some days you just end up killing the battery. I got no shoes on my brake. Well, that's always
don't need to read that out loud. It was not nice.
I'm not sure what you mean by he got the wrong mug.
Yeah, he didn't get the wrong mug. It's somebody being rude to me.
Okay.
It's okay. We're good.
Well, let's see what he actually said again. Oh.
Just don't read it out. Please.
Oh,
Thank
well, you. I can see why. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I got it. I figured
it out. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, Cliff.
Yeah, bye-bye. That's a bit much. Going to take a while to heal. Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be, especially if you're the kind of person that has to walk on your feet heavily. Yeah, your foot's going to it's going to take time to kind of recover. I get antibiotics just to be on the safe side, I hope. And take from a chemist. Oh, that's a good start. Yeah, because once the blister pops, you're going to definitely want to clean it with some, make a dressing, clean it out with some hydrogen peroxide and put an antibiotic cream on it. Yeah, you don't want to have an open sore like that. Because that's a good way to get something really nasty. I put a message on Discord about an idea for a show. You might where is it, in the NASQ support group, or is it in the general message area? I will reach out to her as soon as she gets back from Acapulco. She has a full plate right now, and definitely ask her to come in and recommend this channel. I'm sure she'll oblige.
That would be very much appreciated, Craig.
Can't beat stuff, but they had none in my local shop. Charlotte says, I bet Cliff is a 2-pump chump too. What's a 2-pump chump? I don't know what that is.
You don't want to know, Michelle? They're in and out. It's over.
Okay, so something having to do with sexual.
Yeah.
You mean like the woman that used those breast enlargement pumps kind of thing?
No,
Or
literally,
the one
in and
that
out, it's over.
Or the one that expands their male member. All right, I'll leave it alone. Okay.
My nose is not brown. There's Bubba.
Craig, aren't you the one that goes to Schmicko Cat to speak badly about Michelle? Just wondering why you're here. I would love to hear the answer to that one. Okay, blow the one too quick. Okay.
Yeah, that's.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, Dab. That was kind of a good way to put it so she understood it quickly without me having to.
I don't know a lot of the new language that the younger people use, so I end up
Oh,
basically,
no.
I don't know all the idioms, so I end up basically half the time I'm like, what are you talking about when they said that? I wasn't sure what that meant. Ray, no, it's not me. There's another Craig from Australia that Rosie
You mean
sometimes gets confused with, but I don't speak badly of anyone. You're welcome to ask Rosie yourself. Michelle, as I say, I was thinking of an idea for a show you might like. I put it on your Discord. You said that already, but where? Did you put it in the general chat area?
Yeah, it's the only idea I see that he has his open panel, which we've already kicked that idea around several times.
Okay. Right,
He'll
okay.
explain later.
I see a message here in support group. Let's see what it says. Okay. We'll be on in a minute. Not long. Okay, that's not it.
It's in that message.
It's in that message in the NASQ support group?
Yeah, it's in that message. He says, I'll be on in a minute. He's talking about an open panel. He has an idea.
Okay.
He'll discuss it with you
Yeah,
later
man,
about a way
guys,
to
I
control
was
it.
waiting to suggest tonight about a possible open portal with a certain topic. Oh, okay. Well, it's not impossible.
No, it can be done. It absolutely can.
But we have to be very careful. Because we already
And I do have
know.
those screenshots, Char, if you need those. I have those screenshots if you need them.
Yeah. Because, I mean, the fact is that we've had experience with panels where they just
They've been great.
totally just went pear-shaped in a second.
And we have, but we've had some that have been great and a lot of fun.
I did, Bubba. Yeah, it is. I mean, we do get Bubba drama once in a great while, but we usually try to head it off at the pass as best as we can.
Yeah, they're just trying to get an answer to figure out what's going on. Was he just trying to get along and fit in? Because that does happen.
Michelle, pickled herring tastes horrible, and I eat most anything. But that's why I stopped, because I can't even get it down. Oh, yeah. By the way, there was a woman, she was eating the Swedish pickled herring I was talking about. It's called Saswani. Sastrani, right? And it was like, and this poor British woman was like horking and yakking like all over the place. I was like,
what?
And stuff, first of all, has you have to open the can 100 feet
Yes.
away from where you're eating it.
It was on
underwater in a bucket. That's how bad it is.
It's on that show Before It's Too Late that has George Foreman, William Shatner, Fonzarelli in it, and they went to one of the Scandinavian countries and they had to open the can and eat it.
Actually, I may have had lutefisk a few times. I'm trying to remember which one's lutefisk. Yeah, lutefisk. Let's see. That's I know it's my mom eats it. Let's see. She also eats liverwurst too. But lutefisk. I think what is that? Isn't it like a dried salted fish? I think Norwegian dried salted fish. I don't remember it.
It's just. But I will go back to what Skunk Ape said and say I like kipper snacks. Kipper snacks on a cracker are very tasty.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree that that's what the magic with the pickled herring is. It's like you said. It smells worse than rotten fish. Absolutely.
You guys just should have seen Terry Bradshaw and George Foreman, these big strong guys getting absolutely ill smelling that stuff. It was so funny.
Yeah, well, like I said, I felt bad for the poor English woman that was trying to. This is one of those, and she's sitting. At first, of all, it's even worse. and she's eating the Saswani inside her house. She even made the mistake of opening the can at her own table. Oh,
Gianni, please tell me that it's baklava you're talking about, the dessert that's delicious.
I don't. Well, let's put it this way: it's pickled, okay, which means it's got vinegar in it, okay, and it's fermented fish. I will shut up now.
Yeah, I think we should stop. I'm getting.
Doesn't sound like it doesn't sound like something I definitely would enjoy. No, probably not.
Baklava is salted cod. Oh, okay.
Oh, I've had fresh cod. Fresh cod I like. Fresh flounder I like. Well, this is the reason. This is the reason why we need to find a better way. And YouTube has got to find a better way to prevent nick or username collisions, because there's so many there's so many people that could be the same name that you can't even be sure who's really who, unless you go. You used to be able to go to click on their page, their name, and you could see where their homepage was. As far as I know, that doesn't work anymore. I don't think I can still do it. No, I can't anymore. You used to be able to click, for example, I used to be able to click on Gianni Yuma's name, and I could open his page.
They got rid of that because of kids.
Right.
Kids ended up being subscribed to some adult channels they shouldn't have.
So the problem is that means for us YouTube content creators is, how can we be sure who's who?
I know, exactly. It's hard.
So I mean,
I was amazed.
What if it was a? What if an innocent man was implicated? I mean, can we prove it? No, because we can't even get to the page to click on it and check.
There's an app now that you can get. It's an extension you can add. It even works on mobile. It's a tweak that somebody has made, and it's free, and it actually does the go-to channel thing for you.
Yeah, but what about for the desktop?
It's for the desktop as well. It's an extension to Google Chrome, an add-on, I think they call it, on Google Chrome. It's called Go-To Channel.
Yeah, well, the sub for sub stuff, I understand the sub for sub issue, but at the same time, it makes it harder for the moderators and the main channel people, because the moderators, we need to be able to verify sometimes people, and so sub for sub is the least of your problems. YouTube, come on. If someone really wants to do sub for sub, I'd say let them. Okay. Only thing that's gonna do is just gonna inflate the numbers a bit, but you really know who's who.
Well, but you're also gonna find people that are gonna unsub because they go, "Oh yeah, I don't want to watch that channel," and that happens anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I got a lot of channels that I sub to from when people sub to my channel. Not trying to do sub for sub. Basically, is if somebody subs to my channel, I will look at their channel and maybe I'll sub to theirs, depending on the content. But then with so many subscriptions now, I have to, almost like YouTube, I need to find a way to break subscriptions down by categories. For example, I have tarot readings. I have so many tarot readings coming in and then YouTube suggests new ones. So eventually I sub to those. Some of them are fun. Some of them are readings.
Yeah, I think it's called Go-To Channel. I'll have to pull it up on a desktop, Bubba, and I'll send you a message for it.
How much is that per month for a subscription fee?
On a computer, you have to pay $10.
$10.
Yeah, I think so.
And I think
month? It's a one-time. I think it's a one-time, but I'm not 100%. I'll get some more Discord. You're not? I still see you in the group.
Yeah, I put her in group. She didn't erase her
No,
account.
I'm talking about Bubba. He says he's not on Discord anymore. Are you on Twitter? Ray might know what the extension's called.
It's a Google extension, she's saying.
Yeah,
In
it's
other
a
words,
Google
it plugs into your
extension.
Google program, which...
And I thought it was called Go To Channel, but Bubba says he doesn't see one there that says that.
Another tool that's kind of useful is something called TubeBuddy, which is extension gives you
Okay.
more detailed analytics about your channel, if that's what you want. Bubba
I'll get
says
you
I'm
added on
on
Twitter,
Twitter.
then, Bubba. Oh, see, Ray's got it.
Well, you know,
I
you
knew
should
Ray
come.
would have it.
Bubba, you should come back to Discord. I know it's a pain for you to talk on it, but we
Well,
enjoyed
he's in
having
that
you in the
group.
group, and we enjoyed having you're still in the group. You never left
Yeah.
the group.
But sometimes, Michelle, remember I said we go a little nuts and send off 100 notifications? That's probably why he doesn't open it anymore. He's been watching baseball and we've been
Right.
annoying him.
Well, he can turn the notifications off, but he still might want to occasionally check them every so often.
Thanks, Ray.
I
knew you'd have it.
Don't need to talk to anyone. You know it was good, and everyone here knows it was you. It was too noisy. I was getting slammed in the middle of the night. Well, you can turn off the notifications.
We're sorry, Bubba. I thought about
I don't
that.
think I think he had the general notifications on in the general chat and the other one. Well, that's where I set the do not disturb on my phone. That's why I tell my phone to keep quiet.
Yep.
Besides that, I get a ton of phone calls from some strangers I never heard of before. So
yes,
my
Discord
Android phone wouldn't really block them too well, but my iOS phone does. So that's the reason I switched to iOS from Android. Is I can even get more fine detail and and deal with the callers that call in that I don't even know about.
I agree, Skunk Ape. Discord is very vulnerable for hacking. My daughters are Discord programmers. They can set up channels, servers, and they've told me it is not 100% safe.
No, it's not, but at the same time, it's extensible, which means that you can add features to it, which can be a good thing too. Like, for example, we do have the Rhythm Bot, which is a bot that you can search for music or even audio from soundtrack from videos and play them on the Discord, not on the NASQ channel, but on the broadcast only, but on the other two, or in the other one that's music and talk, you can actually have it play music and stuff in the background, or even play soundtracks or sound of videos. Yeah. Charlotte's Web, I'm not. Okay,
we're just gonna. I think that we need to just go ahead and drop it for now. We don't want people from Paul's channel coming over here verifying what I've got screenshots for. If there's a way that Michelle can email Craig, I'll happily give them to Michelle and she can send them to Craig. We don't need anybody coming over here. We're done talking about it.
Yeah, I think we're done with talking about that for right now with Craig. I mean, if Craig wants to talk to us on Discord, he can contact me and you in Discord. Send us a DM.
Yeah, he knows how to contact you too. I know he does.
Yeah,
so.
he has my email address also.
Yep. So we'll just leave it at that.
I sent the link.
She can send them to him.
I sent the link on Discord, and here is the link. Okay. All right, thank you.
People who haven't been here for a while don't want to come in the room and see a bunch of drama going on. I do want to know how the pie was.
I was like, WTF, what is this?
How was the shepherd's pie, Michelle?
Okay.
Everybody wants to know, how was the shepherd's pie?
It was good. It was good. It was, like I said, grab 6 bags instead of the usual 4 because I wanted an extra one. And so it had 3. I had 3. And seems like some of the plates had more food than others. a little bit more than others, but it didn't have much potatoes. It had rice. What's this? Oh, that was yesterday. Yesterday was roast pork. I only got four roast pork yesterday. But the shepherd's pie was really good. You know, it was a nice meal, very filling. You know, conveniently easy to eat for lunch. And craving
Andrew
pieces.
wanted one of your 6 shepherd pies, but no, you weren't going to share it with him.
Are you and Paul okay? I'm not mad at Paul. He's not mad at me, as far as I know.
They just have agreed to disagree about what Michelle wants
Right.
with her
We
channel.
just kind of went our own separate ways for the time being.
I know. Jennifer has not been back, Bubba. We've reached out to her
No,
every way
Jennifer
I know
never
how.
came back.
I wish Jennifer would come back because all that's over with. Nobody's going to make fun of her anymore here.
I have been trying to reach out to her, and there's no answer.
You don't have a phone number for her?
No. And I don't have her TikTok page either.
I don't know what it's called, or I'd go sub there.
I don't know what ballroom style pizza is.
I figured I'd let Michelle answer that for you, Gianni, because people always want to hear it from Michelle. They think I'm controlling her, so I know you don't, but...
How you doing, FC?
There's Forever Conscious Research Channel.
I'd like to know about that movie she was in. I don't know anything about that either, because she didn't tell us the title of it. So we have no idea what movie it was.
I miss Jennifer. She was funny.
Yeah.
She would help, try to help on the panel, keep things a little under control. But she also laughed at it too, because some of it was very funny. I'm not gonna lie.
She's a Libra.
I enjoy those burp and fart calls. I still love them. They're my favorite. And then what was that one, Bubba? Chicken nugget, macaroni and chicken nuggets.
I don't know what a southern style pizza is. One thing I can mention is grits and gravy on it. Don't think that'd be too tasty. Well, why not? Grits, gravy, and biscuits. Maybe I can make a southern style breakfast pizza. Grits, gravy, and biscuits all in one. I don't think it would taste that good. Well, pickled herring don't taste good either, so... okay.
My husband doesn't like pizza.
Oh, really? Why?
Yeah, so while it's an American staple, people order it, twice a month at least. You order it for football season. My husband doesn't like pizza. I don't know why. He's part Italian. I have no idea. So when we do order pizza, I get pasta for him. Or if we go to Domino's, they actually have sandwiches.
I have shrimp and grits ready. Maybe I will make that for dinner. How would it work out if you took a pizza dough, the typical gravy used for biscuits and gravy, and put that on top of as a sauce, and then you put some other breakfast items on top of that, and make it as a morning pizza? I wonder what that would taste like. Well, I think you probably would want to bake the pizza dough first, make it soft. Yeah,
Michelle,
and
then FC would love to know if it's okay with you if he uses the link I gave him to pop on the server here with me.
Yeah,
and talk to you for a little bit.
I can put him on the NA. Let me.
I gave it.
FC.
He has our link.
Right, he doesn't have the private link. Let me put him on the public channel for now. At least that what we can do.
He does have the private link because it's going to expire soon, so I figured it'd be okay to give it to him.
Is it going to expire soon?
Yeah, they don't last forever, do they?
Because I don't see anything about it expiring soon.
Oh, I thought I saw something popped up the other day. Maybe that was just an update I needed.
Maybe it was just to let you know that soon you're gonna. Well, maybe we will eventually need to come up with a new link sooner or later.
Yeah.
Because the other link, the main link, is still here. The Google public
one.
So let's get the public one up, at least for right now, anyway, because I have it. Okay,
go
so
ahead.
the main Google Show public link is still here. So, I mean, think about it. If you think of these links like a convention hall, okay, here's the public link. FC, you can join us on this one. This one's still open. Think of it this way. When you go to a convention hotel, right? And you're renting a room, a convention hall, right? And you keep the convention hall rented for months at a time. You wonder if the convention hall inn is going to go, hey, why do you still need to rent a convention hall for months? Because it's conveniently easy. I just opened the public panel. The public one is open now. I just opened it. Or maybe in your case, it was trying to tell you that you need to subscribe for your advanced package for the Google Meets. Right now, another $8 a month for you. Oh God. So maybe that's what they're trying to do, is trying to sell you the Google Meets package too. I don't. Oh, you just closed the other panel, Michelle. Oh, you closed the other panel by mistake. Oh, okay, I gotta reopen that then. Yeah. Oh, okay. There we go. I accidentally closed the panel by mistake when they opened the other one. So let's get everybody back on the same panel. Okay, sorry, Monica. I accidentally closed the panel by mistake.
It's
Trying to
okay.
open
I
up the
figured
public
something like
one.
that.
All right, so now we have the
I
public
just,
one open, and we have this one open. So
yeah.
if
He can come
FC
in
wants to
whichever,
join us,
yeah, whichever one he wants. He wants to know if he can just come in through Discord. He's been asking. I know that you don't
oh, you mean
always
he
see the
wants to
chat.
chat through Discord?
Yeah, he wants to know if he can talk to you by voice through Discord.
Yeah, I can do that. Let's see if I can find him. Because he has the alien face. I don't know how to do that icon.
Well, he's actually got looks like the moon with green writing on it nowadays on Discord, I think.
Okay, I got it. So
She's gonna hook you up.
all right, I'm gonna connect you in. I got the hook up here. We'll just do the audio because it'll be easier.
Yeah, we can at least hear him, and I'll mute so you guys can talk.
All right. Because I mean, it's only have so much bandwidth, you know. So
I know.
let's close the HVC panel so we don't jam up all the internet data. Make sure I'm closing the right one here. Earth to FC. Earth to FC. Contacting you through Discord. Earth to FC. I had figured out my audio issues on Discord. Okay, that's good. I'm glad you figured that out. Unfortunately, right now, FC is not.
Give him a minute.
Yeah.
Sometimes it takes him. Not everybody has multiple devices like us, and not everybody is as used to flipping around between programs as you are.
Thanks, Michelle. Much appreciated.
Yeah, he'll be here. He'll be here.
Paula's, pizza's pasta's one of my comfort foods. Thanks, FC. How you doing?
Hey, Michelle.
Hey.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Okay, Monica,
Good morning.
can you hear?
How are you?
Yeah, well, if I can hear him, everybody else can too. That's great.
All right, so okay, well, I'm doing
morning,
fine.
ladies.
So anyway, we got a couple things we could cover besides the normal BS. So let's talk about something that's related to what I've been hearing in the news. Do you think there's any possibility that ETs may be able to help us get us out of this rotten mess that we put ourselves into as a society?
Can you repeat that? I'm sorry. What about ETs?
You know how we got ourselves into a mess with the virus and all that. And my question was: do you think ETs would be able to help us get out of the mess?
No, I don't believe in that whole ET savior bullshit. I think that's just another construct to get people to believe in something outside of themselves and focus on some sort of worship savior program. So no, I don't.
So replacing
I don't think
replacing
that
God
at all.
with ET. Basically replacing God with ET, kinda.
I mean, come on, let's be honest here.
Hold on, I gotta turn Monica.
There's
She's really low.
millions of planets in this universe alone. Okay. You mean to tell me we're the only people in the entire universe? I mean, that seems kind of far-fetched, considering the fact is that it's almost like we're in solitary confinement. Where's the rest of us? I think they're in another dimensional plane. They're in another dimensional. Okay, that might be a possibility.
Yeah, I agree. They're not on some planet. They're in dimensions. That's what I feel too.
Yeah, they may be very well in the dimensions, like Lumi said, and they come through their pan-dimensional portals. But they do have ships, though. So they observe us.
They manifest ships, and they're able to come in and out of our reality through in the form of something that resembles a ship, not necessarily an actual ship. That could just be some kind of. Honestly, the problem is in my opinion at least, is, again, I told you before, I don't believe in space aliens. I don't believe they're coming in here on actual craft from outside of our place. I think they just almost an equivalent. They teleport themselves, and then they make it look like it's a spaceship, because I don't believe that, again, that they're coming in on an actual spaceship and traveling millions of miles, blah, blah, blah. I think they just go through, like you said, almost like a portal, and then they pop out on the other end. And
you think maybe the spaceships
the whole
we
UFO
see could be
thing
something
is
they...
just ridiculous. I'm sorry, what'd you say?
I was just saying, you think maybe the spaceships that people see could be just something they project because we'll understand it better than the portal technology? Or than what they really look like?
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I think of it. Yeah, it's projected. And, I mean, I think the biggest issue is like Michelle bringing up the whole thing, like aliens are going to save us. There's like whole religions on this stuff, with aliens being saviors and this and that, and it's pushed really hard in the New Age communities and stuff. And it's no different than any other religion. It's like, okay, Jesus is going to save us, or are the space aliens going to save us, or save me, or this or that. No one is saving anybody but ourselves. That's something I'm firmly rooted in, is that we hold our own destiny. And once we start looking for exterior things like Jesus, like Muhammad or Buddha or aliens,
whatever,
then we get stuck in here. It's a way to keep us stuck here.
There is one question I do want to ask. If you read the Vedas, you know
Vedas
about
are interesting.
The floating cities that are fighting in the
Yes.
sky.
Mm-hmm.
Which means, as far as the people of India were concerned, the Vedas talk about is they call them floating cities, fighting each other in the sky. Why would ETs be fighting each other in our sky when they could have been fighting somebody in their own skies, or going fighting on another planet? Unless they wanted something here and they're fighting for something on this earth that they both want. Okay, so to say that there may not be ETs that have invested interest in humanity is that's a foregone conclusion. Even the Sumerians talking about the Anunnaki having invested interest in gold on this earth. But when I say about would they be willing to help us save us from our own stupidity, is maybe not so much just going, here's the antidote, now you go ahead and replicate it. More like let's work together and find a solution that works for everybody as a cooperative effort. I think that might be
It's not going to happen.
I think that may be a possibility, working as a cooperative effort.
Then why hasn't it already happened?
Yep.
I'm with you on the Vedas with the floating cities and even the so-called wars that were going on. There's a lot of evidence to suggest that there was a lot of weird shit going on in the sky and around the world many years ago. And
Yes.
and
But it
how do
seems
we
like
know?
now, when I hear about the ETs, it's almost like they developed a prime directive that says we're not going to interfere anymore in the development of the human race. Whereas before they had more like a finger in the pie approach.
Yeah, I don't believe that ETs are doing that. I just don't. I believe with the Vedas, what they are showing, and this, this is not a mainstream talking point by any means. It's just my opinion. I think humanity has gone through many cycles where it builds up and then destroys, builds up and destroys, builds up and destroys. Who is
That's
to
obvious.
say that what's going on, what we see in the Vedas, was not just humanity's high technology? I mean, look at where we're going right now. We're already talking about merging man with machine. There's gene manipulation, all this sorts of stuff. So, and this is just in a very, very short amount of time that this has happened. I think what is represented in the Vedas was just a very, very highly sophisticated form of humanity. Yeah. Possibly even a different race of humanity, but not a space alien that came in here and interfered with us. That's the problem, how these things interconnect, and they're not, in my opinion, they're assumed. It's like ancient aliens talking about, like you bringing up even the Anunnaki mining gold. I don't know if you know this, but that is completely false. It's not even in the Sumerian tablets. I've actually gone through the tablets. Zachariah Sitchin was a high-ranking Freemason, 33rd degree. He was a disinformation agent for the system. And if you go, his translation is completely wrong. It's not even in there. There's nothing in the Sumerian tablets anywhere. If you can go on, I forgot the website. It was like I think Oxford University. You can go through the clay tablets like I did, and you won't see one thing about them talking about mining gold, because he was a con artist. He was a bullshitter. That's not to say that the Sumerian tablets aren't interesting, because they are. But the other thing with the Sumerian tablets is this: they're made out of freaking clay, Michelle. Clay.
I'll tell you one other thing. I'll be honest when I said I believe that there are different factions of the Anunnaki. That's my opinion. Okay, I believe there may be different factions of Anunnaki. That some may be focused on the gold and some may not be focused on the gold. Some obviously did not come from Nibiru, some that came from Nibiru, some that switches Planet X for those of you in the science community. I really don't know, but what I think is interesting is the fact is we do know that during the prior to the times of the Mayans and the Aztecs and the Egyptians, ET technology was being used to move and create great things. We don't see any evidence of this technology still around here. Clearly, the aliens picked up all their tools and left. But we can see the leftovers of their work. And I'm wondering, like, why now they're using a prime directive where back then it was hands-on. I'm still trying to understand that.
Okay, Michelle, you see how, I mean, I'm not putting you down by any means, so don't think this, but you see how the logic is flawed when gold wasn't even brought up in the tablets?
Yeah.
I mean, what I'm saying is that it's not in there. You can go through the tablets yourself. I think there's over 5,000 of them, and there is no mention of mining gold. That is completely made up by Zachariah Sitchin, who again was a disinformation agent for the system. He was a high-ranking Freemason. He made it up. He didn't. He couldn't even. He couldn't even translate cuneiform. I mean, so he his translations are bullshit. They're just made up. They're not even legitimate.
In other words, he had no actual ability to read it at all.
I'm sorry?
He had no ability to read them at all. He just basically just looked at him and just made up his own story.
Whatever. Yeah, look, I don't know if he could even read some of it, but the point is what he put in that book is bullshit. It's lies. It's lies. It's
well, he
lies.
knew that if he put some sensationalism in his book, he was going to sell more copies of it. You understand?
That's fair, but that you're taking this story, and you're connecting it with other things when the root of the story is bullshit. So even if so why, when you know one part and a major part that has been talked about for a couple decades now, you know that's bullshit. It's been proven to be bullshit. Then how can you trust anything else in the book? It's supposed to be a translation of the tablets. It's not pushed as sensationalism. It is sensationalism because it's complete horseshit. But the point is the point just completely dissolves when you know that if he represented to the public that he was translating these things from the tablets, and his translations have been proven by many scholars to be complete and utter bullshit. So how can you trust anything when you know there's bullshit in there, especially the narrative with the gold that has been talked about constantly? I used to buy into all this shit. I did. I used to buy into all this. And then when I started digging into him, I found out he was a con artist. He's full of shit. It's not in there. Nothing in there.
Okay. Well, we're going to be only got about another 10 minutes, 20 minutes. So let me just get a few more questions in, and we'll try to schedule you for tomorrow's show. All right, next show is, do you believe with the technology of CRISPR that we will be able to actually change our own DNA of our living selves as we are right now? In other words, if I wanted to change for the future, prevent getting a disease, then I, through CRISPR, can change my genetic manipulation to prevent a genetic predisposed disease, say like heart disease or diabetes or kidney failure, or do you think that's possible with CRISPR, that we can change our own in vitro DNA of our own body? I think
did he leave?
I believe so. I think he
CRISPR
did.
technology is interesting. Yeah, I think it can heal a lot. Yeah, but
Carlos has a question. Can we ask Carlos's
just a matter of
question
whether
to
it'll
FC?
actually be shared with us, I guess.
Do you believe the Anunnaki? So why are the Anunnaki here or were here? I think that they were one of the ones that did help create the Homo sapiens sapien from the Homo sapiens habilis. I believe that, or actually even prior to that, maybe Homo sapiens from Gigantopithecus, which gave them the ability through to think and learn. They may be the ones that help to infuse humanity with the intelligence that we have today. But if you listen, was it for reasons of mining gold? I gotta admit it's kind of simplified. I mean, why would you need to have a smart person to mine gold? That wouldn't make any sense. Okay, I'll go with that. But obviously, somebody modified the DNA from the first hominid that became the great mother of all hominids to make humans with intelligence. From Homo erectus, Homo habilis, these people, our ancestors were getting smarter and smarter. And it was with it was both with the Neanderthalensis and Homo sapiens sapien, of course, which were at the same time. Both human peoples were very intelligent. Homo neanderthalensis was not a dummy. They were more ambush hunters, whereas the Homo sapien was more of a plains hunter. Very different kind of hunting style. But unfortunately for Homo neanderthalensis, during the last ice age, that wasn't good enough to be an ambush hunter, because it took a whole team of people to take down a woolly mammoth. It was not an easy animal to take down, I can tell you that. No more than it would be easy to take down an African elephant. So maybe
they do it with guns now. They kill elephants with guns now.
They didn't have guns, but they had spears.
Yep.
They developed the creation of bows later on.
It was doable by human beings. I have a question for FC myself.
Go ahead.
So I believe in Sasquatch, but I believe that Sasquatch is a multidimensional being. Do you think that that's just a projection?
Or do you think he exists as well? Sasquatch is what? I'm sorry?
Sasquatch. I believe in Sasquatch, Bigfoot. I believe it's a multidimensional being. I believe that's why we don't get very good, clear pictures of him. I believe that's why we haven't ever found a body, etc., so on. But people laugh at me when I say that. But is that a far-fetched theory?
I completely agree with everything you said. I believe in it too, but it's an interdimensional being that's capable of coming in and out of our reality, just like many other paranormal type phenomena out there. So yeah, I'm with you 100% on that. That's, in the beginning I thought it was, something that you could actually hunt down or something like that. But then you start thinking, why the hell can no one catch it? Why are the pictures not clear, like you said?
Never. It's always a blob squatch.
Overwhelming that there's an entity representing it, but it's not a physical object, but it can come in and out of our reality at will.
Right. And that's how it projects to us, a way we would understand it. Okay. That's what I thought too. I like it. I like you. I hope you come on our show more often. I love to hear you and Michelle talk. I don't know everything you're talking about.
Charlotte wants to know what he thinks about the Loch Ness Monster.
Oh.
Thank you.
What do you think, FC, about the Loch Ness Monster?
Loch Ness Monster, in my opinion, it's really tough to say, but let's just put it this way. Aleister Crowley was a high-level occultist, and he was doing a lot of conjuring and satanic rituals, all sorts of fucked up shit. And he lived on that lake. He had a house right there. The lead singer of Led Zeppelin also bought it after Crowley died. There's been all sorts of crazy shit that happened in that area. And I'm of the opinion, if it's real, it's probably just like Sasquatch, more like an interdimensional entity, possibly even conjured up by Aleister Crowley. I mean, that's, I have no way of knowing either way, but that's just kind of my thought on it.
And that would explain why you don't see that
when you have Aleister Crowley literally on that lake,
Yep. Aleister Crowley's an interesting person too.
What do you think would ever happen if humanity ever learned how to do dimension or transdimensional portals? Even something as simple as create a portal to connect one place in the world to another place in the world for instant transportation. How would that change the shipping industry, the travel industry? Would that be something that also be good for humanity, or would that potentially lead to all kinds of...
I don't think the body's capable of it. Sorry.
Please clarify.
I don't think the body's capable of that type of travel. I think it's...
So we couldn't go through it.
I think it's more transfer of consciousness that can happen. It's not a... Body can't go through a portal, I don't think. That's my belief. Maybe it could, but I know the consciousness and spirit can. So that's about the extent of how we can travel. We can astral travel, lucid dreaming, stuff like that. But physically, I don't think that's possible. But it might be. Who knows?
Carlos asks, I got a question. If there are ghosts, demons, then we know aliens did not create us because we wouldn't have a spirit. Yeah, astral projection is one way to travel mentally through, but that's a good question, Carlos, because we also asked a similar question about cloning. Does Dolly the sheep's clone have a soul?
Soul, yeah.
Because
And
it
if
was
they
not
even believed in
created by the
souls.
Almighty, but was created by in vitro in a laboratory somewhere.
But the body's animated. I think it has to likely. I don't know. That is a tough question. Who really knows? I mean, we know animals definitely have souls, spirits, whatever you want to call it, and the body animates with it. But if a factory generated sheep is like that, I would think it does. It doesn't necessarily. I mean, I don't know. I think it would. I don't know for sure, but that's my opinion. Is it probably does.
Okay, one last question
There's
because of time.
been some research I've looked into that basically says a body. Sorry.
I got one more question before I go for the sip kitchen, and it's a doozy. I'm gonna be honest, guys. We're gonna have to have FC on probably more tomorrow if he's free. But let's try to answer this question from Charlotte. She says, "What's waiting for us when we die?"
Reincarnation if you don't know how to escape it.
She just wonders what happens to
you
us
want to
after
come back
we
here,
die.
that's what's waiting for you. If you want to be free, then swing by my channel. Who's asking the question?
Charlotte wants to know what is waiting for us when we die.
Asking. Charlotte, come by my channel.
He put up a video link a few days ago, Charlotte.
Come by my channel, Forever Conscious Research channel. I cover it in depth.
There you go, Charlotte.
I'll pop up another one. Because one of them, the mobile one, doesn't work for some reason, or it does, but not for everybody. I don't know why Google can't fix it, but let me just pop Google it up there.
I don't know. YouTube keeps changing the layout. Before you used to be able to
into that in depth, Charlotte, and
long ago you used to be able to click on the person's name and you used to be able to go to their channel. Now you can't do that anymore, which is like we were talking about earlier. Is kind of stupid and just make it easier for some people.
They did that ever since Corona started.
All right, so do we have our own personal hell?
Here, I'll pop this up.
There you go.
You know, Michelle, we can have a whole conversation about that sometime on your channel if you want.
Well, that's what I'm saying is if you're free tomorrow morning.
I talked about it a number of times here.
There you go. There's your channel link was popped up there.
I'm not sure.
You and FC can work that out.
So maybe
I would give up my spot so you two could just talk, and I could just help in chat and ask questions in chat because I have questions too. But I would really love to have him on full time again.
Yeah, I would like to know if maybe he could be on tomorrow because it looks like we had 10 questions that are starting to show up, and we're kind of running out of time today. So if you're free tomorrow, or maybe even Saturday, we could cover some more. That's what I'm asking now, if you'll be able to make it either tomorrow or Saturday.
It probably, I wouldn't want to.
Okay.
I'm not really sure because I'm kind of on a working vacation right now, Michelle, but I'd hate to, I don't want to like commit to anything and then not be able to show up or something. So, yeah, I really don't know. Probably next week I can
Maybe
do
next
something
week.
for sure. I just wouldn't want to commit to something like tomorrow or the Saturday
All right,
and
so
then
next week
not be able to
sometime,
show up.
just let me know which day so I could try to get ready for that ahead of time for the audience. Get them.
Well,
Yeah.
and it's just not like it's just not like you guys aren't here all the time to talk about this, so that's great. I'm excited about it. Carlos is even going to come join us. He wants you to come tomorrow night, he said.
Yeah, Carlos sounds like he wants to be on his show tomorrow night.
I don't think Carlos has a show.
Oh, he doesn't have a show?
Charlotte, if you said I Charlotte, you said
Yeah.
Charlotte, you said I think my hell is waiting for me. Let me just say this. If you believe that, that is what the universe will deliver to you. And it goes way, way deeper than just that concept. But I'll briefly say this. In near-death experiences, the data overwhelmingly shows, which is NDEs, near-death experiences, what it shows is that a person's belief system matches with the near-death experience that they have. So when someone is pronounced, clinically dead by the medical establishment, goes outside their body, has a near-death experience, sees deceased loved ones, sees the light tunnel, is overwhelmed with love, or if they feel that they are going to go to hell and they have that mindset and that belief system, then that is what the system provides, and they call those hell-like near-death experiences.
Right.
It's a really, really in-depth topic. I really can't go into all of it today, but I cover it extensively on my channel, so feel free to check that out. And then Michelle and I will also talk about it here maybe sometime next week.
Right. Okay, well, thanks, FC, for coming on. I appreciate it, because I got to get ready to go get some meals on feet. So, everybody,
It was nice
I just
to meet
want
you
to say...
Thanks, guys.
verbally. Thank you.
Yeah.
Michelle, I'm going to drop off so you can just end from yourself, okay?
Yeah,
And I'll
it's
talk to you in
great
chat.
meeting, talking with both of you.
All right. So, talk to you later. Thanks, FC. Appreciate it. Okay, so Monica, anyway, you want to say anything before we wrap it up for the afternoon, morning, whatever sort of time zone you're in? For some people it's morning, some people it's afternoon, some people it's probably night. So you want to wrap it up and say anything before we leave? I guess sure, you left. Oh, okay, so it's just us. Okay, so all right, so let me just go ahead and give us the quick wrap. First of all, I want to say, everybody, thank you for coming on the show. I really appreciate you taking the time to come on the program. We will be live tomorrow, like usual, at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, United States time. And it's been really nice having you here. And so, everybody, for now, you have a nice day. Enjoy the weather. It's gonna be a little warm, but maybe not as bad as it was last week. I can't say anything about the West Coast, but at least the East Coast is gonna be Quiznos. Okay, but just try to keep cool, drink water, and just chill out. So for now, everybody, you have a nice day. Stay out of trouble, okay? Bye-bye. Bye-bye, guys. Oh, before we forget, yeah, we're going to be working more. You're going to be working more on the book today. I will be, yes. Okay. It's what started out as a simple idea ended up becoming a whole story. It's the way it works with me. It almost becomes an idea, becomes at least the ideas. It's almost like knocking over dominoes. Those fancy dominoes displays where one domino knocks over 5 dominoes and then they make a beautiful piece of artwork or something. Kind of like that. All right, so but for now, talk to you later. Bye bye. Bye bye, guys.